Chapter 5.2 The Mughals. During the later medieval period, there was another invasion on India from Central Asia. In the first battle of Panipat in 1526 CE, Babur killed Ibrahim Lodi, he is of Lodi dynasty, and established Mughal rule in India. Babur was a great poet and prose writer. His autobiography is Babur Nama. His son and successor was Humayun. The son of Babur is Humayun. He lost his authority to Sher Shah Sur and could reign it after 15 years. Who? This Humayun lost his authority to whom? To Sher Shah Sur. So this Sher Shah Sur is an Afghan ethnic ruler and could regain it after 15 years. He, in the sense, Humayun died suddenly in 1556 CE and was succeeded by his son Akbar. So Babur's son is Humayun and Humayun's son is Akbar. Remember this. Akbar the Great, 1556 to 1605 CE. Jalaluddin Muhammad Akbar was son of Humayun and Hamida Banu Begum. Humayun had lost his kingdom and was wandering from place to place along with his wife and very few followers. At this juncture, that means at this point, Akbar was born at Amarkot, that's in Pakistan, in 1542 CE under the shelter of Rana. Rana in the sense Rana Parishad. Actually, this Rana, he was a Rajput ruler. He gave the shelter to the refugees of Mughals. So he tells that Akbar was born at Amarkot, that is in Pakistan, in 1542 CE under the shelter of Rana. His childhood, in the sense Akbar's childhood, was spent in great miseries, pestered or troubled by Humayun's or Akbar's father's enemies and untrustworthy follower. Hence, Akbar was deprived or in need of education and political training. He was forced to accede or agree at an early age of 14 years after the death of his father. As he was minor, this Akbar was minor, Bairam Khan became the regent. Regent meaning a person appointed to administer a state because the king is minor or absent or incapable. So when he was in 14 years old, his father Humayun dead. Whose father? Akbar's father Humayun dead. At that time he was minor. Bairam Khan became the regent. Let's know about military achievement of Akbar. The second battle of Panipat, 1556 CE. Hemu, he was the Prime Minister of Muhammad Adil Shah of Bengal, attacked and captured Delhi, Agra from Mughal governor Tardi Bhai and assumed the title that Raja Vikramaditya, whose title is this, Hemu's title. Akbar was in Punjab and his political condition was critical. Bairam Khan, he was a regent of Akbar as I told earlier. So this Bairam Khan helped Akbar to fight against Hemu in the second battle of Panipat in 1556 CE. When Hemu was on verge or when Hemu was in border of victory, he was struck in the eye by an arrow and became unconscious. The leaderless army of Hemu fled away. Bairam Khan killed Hemu. After this battle, Akbar reoccupied Delhi and Agra. Conquest of Gondwana. Gondwana is historical region of central India constituting Madhya Pradesh, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra. Akbar sent Asaf Khan. Asaf Khan is a nobleman of Akbar and he also participated in a military expedition with Akbar. So here it tells that Akbar sent Asaf Khan to subdue or conquer the kingdom of Gondwana. Rani Durgavati was ruling over this kingdom. Which kingdom? This Gondwana kingdom. As a regent of her son Veeranarayana. Why she has become a regent? Because her son is minor. So here in Gondwana kingdom, Rani Durgavati was ruling over this kingdom. That means Gondwana kingdom as a regent of her son Veeranarayana. She died fighting. Who? This Rani Durgavati, and Gondwana was annexed to Mughal Empire. Conquest of Gujarat. The wealth and prosperity of Gujarat and its importance for sea trade made Akbar to attack Gujarat. Its ruler, that means Gujarat ruler, was defeated and Gujarat was occupied. Akbar built a new capital called Fatehpur near Sikri in memory of this conquest. Which conquest? Conquest of Gujarat. Next, conquest of Bengal and Orissa. The governor of Bengal, Daud Khan, declared independence. Therefore, Akbar sent his army to suppress or defeat him. Whom? This Daud Khan. Bengal and Orissa were occupied and they became a part of Mughal Empire. Next, annexation, that means adding. Annexation of Kabul and Kashmir. Akbar's stepbrother Hakim Mirza was ruling over Kabul. After his death in 1585 CE, Akbar annexed Kabul into his empire. Later, he conquered Kashmir also. Next, Rajput policy. Rajputs were the powerful enemies of Mughals. Akbar realized that the valor or courage and loyalty of Rajput were essential for the consolidation, or you can tell as action of making something stronger of Mughal Empire. So here tells that Rajput were the powerful enemies of Mughals. Akbar realized that the valor, in the sense the courage and loyalty, faithfulness or trustfulness of Rajput were essential for consolidation of Mughal Empire. Therefore, he tried to win their support by adopting measures like friendly relation, cooperation, entering into matrimonial alliances and appointing many of them as mansabdars, or you can tell as military units. Akbar married Jodha Bai. That's what you have heard the story of Jodha Akbar. Akbar married Jodha Bai, the daughter of Biharimal, or you can tell as Rajbarmal of Amber, that's in Jaipur. Raja Surjan Rai of Ranthambore, he was a commander of Akbar, voluntarily or by free will accepted the overlordship of Akbar. Ramachandra, the ruler of Kalinjar, that's in Madhya Pradesh, surrendered to Akbar in 1569 CE. The rulers of Jodhpur, that's in Rajasthan, and Bikaner in Rajasthan. So the rulers of Jodhpur and Bikaner also accepted the sovereignty of Akbar. The only Rajput state which refused to accept Akbar's overlordship was Mewar, that is in Rajasthan. You have learned in previous chapter about Rani Padmini. Akbar captured Chittor, the capital of Mewar, by defeating its ruler Uday Singh in 1568 CE. But Uday Singh continued to fight against the Mughals till his death. His son Rana Pratap Singh also continued to fight after the death of his father. His father is Uday Singh. The most important battle fought between the Mughals and Rajput were the Battle of Haldigat in 1576 CE. Remember, the Battle of Haldigat was fought between Mughals and Rajput in 1576 CE. Rana Pratap Singh, he was the son of Uday Singh, suffered heavy losses in this battle. Mewar was completely occupied by Akbar only after the death of Rana Pratap Singh. Rajput kings were allowed to retain or keep internal autonomy, that means right of self-government. The important Rajput commanders of Akbar's were Raja Todarmal, Raja Man Singh, Raja Bhagwan Das and others. Conquest of South India. After his North Indian conquest, Akbar sent political mission to South Indian states like Bidar, that is in Karnataka, Khandesh in Maharashtra, Ahmednagar in Maharashtra, Golconda in Hyderabad, Bijapur in Karnataka. So, in conquest of South India of Akbar, after his, in the sense Akbar's North Indian conquest, Akbar sent political mission to South Indian states like Bidar, Khandesh, Ahmednagar, Golconda and Bijapur to accept his suzerainty. Except Khandesh, the remaining states rejected his proposal. Which all they? Bidar, Ahmednagar, Golconda, Bijapur. Hence, he followed the path of war to conquer them. In 1595 CE, Chand Bibi, the ruler of Ahmednagar in Maharashtra, bravely fought against the Mughal attack but failed. Thus, Akbar conquered Bidar, that's in Karnataka, Ahmednagar, that's in Maharashtra. Akbar's empire extended from Himalayas in the north to Godavari in the south and Bengal in the east to Kabul in the west. Please do check out the map while reading the Mughal Empire or the conquest of Mughal Empire under the King Akbar.